There's a line in your story that stands out to me. I wanted to mention it. What felt painful and confusing was actually an invitation. At what point did the disruption stop feeling like loss and start feeling like transformation?
Hmm, that's a very good question because every once in a while you still feel a little bit of loss. That's just life. But it's replaced with, but now I have this. And so I think
You reframe.
about, was sorry?
You reframe.
Yeah, I'm a very excellent reframer.
No, that's I'm bringing that up, and I just want to I want to bring
Yeah.
that to the forefront because for some in the work I do, it's incredibly difficult for them to connect with and grasp that concept because there's so much emotion and overthinking that disrupts it and it clouds it. And there's there's a there's a lack of innate, let's say, hardware to be able to detach
Mm-hmm.
rationally and
Yeah.
start to recognize internally and then figure because I know what you're saying when you say I'm a I you put a positive spin and you assess.
Yeah. Well, I have a really good example. People might
Please,
think
yeah,
I'm crazy, actually, but it really worked. That house that got torn down, Clarity Farm,
right.
2016. I knew it was going to be torn down. I went out there and I visited it with my kids. We said goodbye to the house like it was a person. And we had great times there, even though it didn't fit us. And you can read the book to find out why. So I went out there and I said, well, gosh, this was so beautiful, but I can do this for other people. Why don't I just become a realtor and help other people and then eventually myself recreate the perfect scenarios for their ways to live? So the house got torn down, and about a year later, come to find out, the new owners, it was going to be a Clarity Farm showcase, raising money for children in wheelchairs. Now, I moved because I should be in a wheelchair, but what I don't often say is my daughter should be in a wheelchair from a neurological defect, and that's the final reason we moved from Clarity Farm, because she couldn't ride horses anymore. She was becoming paralyzed in a leg. And so, wow, I mean, I just got chills telling this story. And I said, wow, they're rebuilding it and it's going to a charity that's like for children. Because I always said, who's going to play with my daughter if she's in a wheelchair? They were creating a playground for children. And I just got chills it went in wheelchairs. And I said, well, I'm about to become a realtor. I'm going to sponsor it. And I didn't tell anyone who I was. And I sponsored the showcase home. We raised $120,000 for the playground, and
That's
they
incredible.
didn't have anyone to give the tours of the home. I told one gal in the bus ride there, I developed this property like years ago. And I just, I'm sponsoring it. I know it's weird.
I don't
And
think
they
so.
don't
That's
tell the
great.
owners who I am. It'll be awkward that they tore down my house. And so I went, and then I was like, okay, what can I help with? I'll guide, whatever. And there's my big sign between the garage and the house. It's huge. And they were like, we need someone to give tours. And I was like, no one was volunteering. And I was like, I'll do it. I'm giving tours for children in wheelchairs in the house I recovered from a broken back. Not sorry, in the ground. So the front,
Yes.
they tore down the house.
Yeah.
The space I wrote the essay to Oprah, like when I walked in the door, I was like, it was right about there. So talk about reframing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, that's you tapped into your emotional creativity,
Yeah. Like,
and
and
you
I,
and
I
you went
had
with your
someone
gut.
close to me at the time
Yeah.
say, I couldn't have done that. And I was like, it's actually what saved me. I just, it just absolutely I let it go. I moved on. I blessed the house. I blessed the people. Instead of
Yeah.
harboring this, like, how dare they
Right.
tear down a beautiful house? I was like, thank you for doing that.
Wonderful.